Hey, good evening, and thank you to Dr. Barber for a great class this semester and for the opportunity to present tonight. My name is Harrison Algren, and over the past several days, I've analyzed store level data across the Blue Chip Diner system to understand what drives higher monthly sales and how these insights can guide better decision making. My goal today is to summarize the key findings in a clear, non technical way and present recommendations that support stronger performance and smarter expansion decisions. Blue Chip Diner has seen substantial variation in store performance across different locations. Some stores consistently exceed expectations, while others may lag behind, even when they appear to operate in similar markets. Senior management asked a simple but critical question: what factors truly predict strong monthly sales, and how should we use this knowledge when selecting new locations or improving existing ones? To answer this, I analyzed demographic data, managerial characteristics, brand strength, competition, and marketing investments across 200 stores. I examined monthly sales alongside several potential drivers: the income and the density of the trade area, employee turnover, manager job tenure, brand recognition, advertising budget, and the number of competitors nearby. My goal wasn't just to run statistical tests, but to understand at a practical level which of these variables matter most and what that means for decisions moving forward. The most important finding is the very strong relationship between brand recognition and sales. Stores where customers are more familiar with the Blue Chip brand consistently generate higher monthly revenue. This is not a subtle pattern. The graph here shows a clear upward trend. As brand recognition improves, so do sales. This tells us that brand building efforts have direct and measurable financial impact. Another major driver of sales is manager job tenure. Stores with long tenured managers perform significantly better than those with newer managers. This makes sense from an operational standpoint. Experienced managers develop stronger teams, make more consistent decisions, and create stable store environments. The data confirms that investing in manager development and retention directly increases store performance. Some market characteristics also play a role. Population density has a modest but meaningful impact. Stores located in more densely populated trade areas tend to perform better because they naturally access a larger customer base. More surprising is what didn't matter much. Household income and advertising spending both had very little relationship with sales. Now, competition does have a negative effect. Stores trying to buy several diners or similar restaurants tend to generate lower sales. While this may seem intuitive, the data quantifies the impact and reinforces the importance of strategic site selection. When we put all the variables together into a predictive model, 4 factors emerged as statistically significant drivers of sales. First was brand recognition, which is by far the strongest predictor, as we saw earlier. Next was manager tenure, which is a major operational driver. Population density, which is a solid marketing-based contributor. And number of competitors, which happens to be a negative impact that must be managed. Together, all of these factors explain over 70% of the differences in sales across locations. This gives us a high level of confidence in the model's usefulness for decision making. These findings translate into several very clear strategic priorities. First of which would be brand recognition must remain a top corporate focus. Investments in marketing and community engagement aren't just good branding, they directly improve store revenue. Secondly, manager development and retention should be strengthened. Leadership stability is a major contributor to store success. Enhancing training, career paths, and retention incentives will pay long-term dividends. Third, future expansion should prioritize dense markets with lower competitive saturation. Stores in these areas are far more likely to achieve strong performance. Finally, employee turnover, while only a borderline significant, should still be monitored as it affects operational consistency throughout the stores. Based on the predictive model that I made, the optimal new Blue Chip Diner site would be one that meets several conditions. First of which would be it needs to be located in a high density area to maximize the customer base and just overall maximize the traffic that comes through the store. Next, it would need to be situated in a market with limited direct competitors. There needs to be a sweet spot here. There can't be too much, but there can't be too little competition. Next, it needs to be supported by strong brand recognition or a strategy to quickly establish it. Brand name obviously has a huge correlation to overall sales, and having great brand awareness in the city that the store is built in is hugely important. Next, it needs to be assigned to a tenured manager or one on a strong development path. This is huge, and I also believe that it's really important to have a promotion system in the stores to be able to promote from within rather than completely adding new people that are from outside stores or outside cultures. And finally, selecting a location with these characteristics maximizes the probability of strong performance and reduces the risk of underperforming stores. In summary, the analysis gives me a clear roadmap for growth and operational improvement for the Blue Chip Diner system. Brand strength, experienced managers, market density, and competitive positioning are the primary drivers of success for Blue Chip Diner. By focusing corporate resources on these areas and by using the regression model to evaluate future sites, we can make more informed decisions and improve store performance across the entire Blue Chip system. Thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to seeing some of you guys' presentations. Have a great night.